Hello, and thank you for taking time to watch this BMC software video about the principal reason why email engine performs poorly. In our agenda, we are going to talk about the principal reason why email engine performs slowly, how to validate this problem, and how to avoid this performance issue. The most common reason why email engine performs slowly is related to a high number of records in email engine forms that helps to keep all the records that email engine already processed. The email engine forms are AR system email messages, AR system email attachments, and AR system email associations. AR system email messages form helps to store information for outgoing and incoming email messages. Each message is stored as an entry in the AR system email messages form. AR system email attachment form helps to create, display, and modify information about attachments used with emails and templates, including incoming emails. For each attachment, the form provides a unique ID, the type of attachment, for example, a text file, the name of the attachment, whether the attachment is an email attachment or a template attachment, the file name, size, and label. AR system email association form store associations between email message and one or more attachments, or between a template and one or more attachments. For incoming messages, this information includes the association between the message and any attachment included with the message. For outgoing messages, this information includes associations for attachments that should be included when the message is sent. To validate the entire email engine version, we can check the email logs located in AR system/AR email/logs folder for Windows and Linux. In email engine logs, we should be able to see the current email engine version with all the patches and hotfixes installed. We need to do this validation first to avoid the current version is the reason why email engine is performing poorly. This will help to discard email engine performance defects are impacting the environment. We have some recommendations from BMC site about what version, patch, or hotfix you can use to avoid these defects related to performance issues with email engine. For AR server 9.1 SP4, we recommend at least use patch 2. For AR server 1805, we recommend to use any hotfix or patch after August 2018. With AR server 1808 and beyond, we are going to be fine with these versions. Now that we already checked our email engine version, we are going to talk about how to avoid this problem. As email engine forms get larger every day, they have an effect on performance. It is generally a good idea to manage the size of these forms. There is not a specific number of records or size at which performance issues start. Rather, the more records, the more potential that performance will be negatively affected. To find out how many records we currently have in email engine forms, we don't recommend to delete all records directly from the forms, because the larger number of records might create a timeout error before returning the value. In this case, you can perform some database queries attached to the article email engine is performing slowly. You can find two scripts, one for SQL Server and one for Oracle Server. Running this will return the number of rows in each of the forms mentioned above. Once you have determined that you have too many records in your environment, for example 500,000 and 10 million, you need to decide what can be removed. Which record should be deleted is going to be based on your company's retention policies. For example, some companies must keep 5 years of emails, and some companies only need data from the last 6 months. Also, if your retention policies allows, you can set the value save sent item setting to fields in centralized configuration for email daemon components. This will prevent sent items from collecting in the email engine forms. Note that if you are using email-based approvals, you must set the value save sent items to true so that the original email is available to validate the modify key. In the next slide, we can see the moment when we run the Microsoft SQL query obtained from the article email engine is performing poorly. The picture shows the results for all the records stored at database level for each email engine form. Once you validate the number of records is high accordingly to your environment, you will need to ask help to your DBA to truncate the database tables and delete all records based on your company policies. When you are already finished to truncate your database and you want to avoid this problem happening again in the future, let's check how to avoid this performance issue. To avoid the problem with the number of records in email engine forms is too high, we can enable the email engine policy in the Archive Manager console. This policy will archive all the records older than 548 days. Also, we can hardcode this value accordingly to the policy from the company. If you need to archive records from the past 3 years, you will need to hardcode the field custom specify age in days and indicate that you want to archive records from the last 1095 days. If you want to create a new archive policy for another email engine form, please check the below article related to archiving best practices and configurations. As a reminder, you can find more information about email engine performance problem on BMC Community site, the knowledge base on the BMC Super Web, and also in the document performance and configuration settings for email engine. Thank you for watching.